Hola muchachos and muchachoreños, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk to you about the upcoming Hyper Express event, which is probably around at the 26th of February, because this is when our lovely daily login reward ends, and usually this is also when the next big update is around the corner. So probably all of you know Wild Soul is arriving, and with a new class we always get a new progression event. And I had a look of what I got in Korea and then tried to make a couple of assumptions of what we will get, and also tried to make a plan of what the highest efficiency for you guys would be to progress your character. So that said, let's have a look in how to maximize your Hyper Express events. But before we start, as always at this point, please subscribe to the channel, leave the video a like if you like it, and help us to grow our channel to 1000 subscribers. It helps us a lot, and you will be informed about our newest content and more math, which is fun, right? Let's have a look at what Korea got first. They got a power pass up to 1585, which is a South Kosan power pass, and on top a Hyper Express event which is supporting all the way up to 1640, and additional rewards which help you to reach 1660. So both can obviously be used separately, so if you already have a character which is 1640, then you can just create a new one with the power pass and use the Hyper Express for an existing character. Please note that if your character is over 1641 or 1640.99, then you can't use it anymore. So don't hone your existing character up if you want to use it. One thing that is very important in Lost Ark to fight FOMO is set your own goals. So figure out for you whether you want to bring your character. Is it a 1640 Chaos Dungeon minion? Do you want to use it on an existing char for accelerated growth? Do you want to bring a completely fresh character to 1670 or higher or lower, whatever you want? Or do you want to bring it to the moon and beyond? But if that's the case, you're probably wailing, and then this video is not going to be very helpful for you. But before we go into the efficiency, one note for new and returning players. If we have you out there, please, please, please don't leave. Come back. The new event is going to give you LOS 24 and Lost Wind Cliff 24. The way you get it is by completing missions, and the missions are pretty easy. You just have to kill Valtan, Viakis and Karyangal, and also Ivory Tower. Solo mode works, so you don't have to worry about finding a party. It will also provide you some legendary books. So, important, if you don't have LOS 30 yet, do not use cards you collect right now. Keep them in your inventory, don't use them, collect them all from the Wandering Merchant, and wait until after you completed missions of the Hyper Express, and only afterwards use all these cards. This way you might be able to get LOS 30 faster. On top, you're also getting some select card packs, but I'm talking about this a little bit later. So let's look at the progression rewards until 1620. These are just the basic rewards and the different chests you will get. Mostly, as always, it is consisting of honing materials, but also silver, ocean coins or Guinea coins. You also get pirate coins, the lovely stronghold seals, etc., etc. At 1600, this is a little bit more noteworthy. You get again the luck elixir box, which will provide you with a 40 set. Of course, you still need to change your elixir afterwards, but it's a good starting point. And you also, again, get some free elixir refining boxes. After 1610, it seems like you don't have to defeat Tamine this time to get it. You will automatically get your Transcendence completion ticket, which gives you armor Transcendence on level 3. And as soon as you reach 1620, you get the advanced honing material, the advanced one. This is the ice, which you can exchange in a rate of 2:1 to the lower one. So after you reach 1620, you will be rewarded with the final reward chest, which gives you silver, 30k gold, honing materials. And then, very important, it gives you a full set of Quinoa Fortress Tier 4 gear. Very important. Do not transfer your gear at 1620. I repeat, do not transfer your gear at 1620. The only time you do this is if you want to park this character at 1640 forever. And I'm going into why a little bit later. So then again, you get some other rewards. You get 20 legendary engraving selection pouches, which might be useful if you still need some. Weapon quality tabs, armor quality tabs, some card packs, some card XP, and one reward chest for reaching 1640. And in this chest, again, you get honing materials, you got progression material for Behemoth and Transcendence Restoration tickets to make the weapon Transcendence a little bit cheaper. You get plenty of tier 4 level 6 gems, that's all you need for this moment. And you also get an accessory tier 4 set box. This box is giving you the enlightenment points you need to activate your Arc passive, because if Amazon sticks true to what I said in the previous video, with the Wild Soul update, we will also get the early Arc passive access, which means even in tier 3, you can already activate Arc passive. And then as soon as you reach 1640, you switch to the tier 4 accessories, and then you can activate more enlightenment in your enlightenment tree. You also get combat experience potions and a reward box for reaching 1660. And set reward box, again, is providing you with a lot of progression materials. Of course, we don't know if the materials will be the same, but this is the only information we have at this point. And then on top, it will provide you with 2 tier 4 level 7 cooldown gems and level 7 damage gems. Furthermore, you get 30 eyes for advanced honing plus 20, and very important, 3 scrolls for weapon advanced honing and 15 scrolls for armor advanced honing. If we really get them, this would be freaking amazing, because they increase the efficiency of advanced honing by 10 to 20%. Then on top, 50 combat XP potions, not really noteworthy, but now noteworthy, 5 legendary card selectors for the old cards. So you are able to get 5 cards for LOS 30, which is a great thing for new and returning players. And then also, we get one of the newer legendary card selectors. So, what should you do to progress your character? For a Chaos Dungeon minion, there is not really a lot to talk about. You just naturally hone it up. Don't use any material boxes, just do it slowly, and don't really think about it too much. But what if you have a character which is currently sitting in tier 3 and you want to bring it up? There are a couple of things to note first. So you can only use the Hyper Express on a character which is below item level 1641, which I already mentioned initially. Then, if your character is not on tier 4 yet, you can maximize the efficiency of advanced honing. So if your character hasn't reached 1620 yet, you want to hone the character up to 1620 to get advanced honing materials from the event. And you can use already the Hyper Express on this character to bring it up to 1620 to get all the honing rewards to make it easier, and also the honing buff. And after reaching 1620, you will still not have enough materials for advanced honing. So you need to buy them also in the solo shop. But if your character was parked on 1620 and you've already ran Echidna solo mode a couple of times and you have more of the materials, then you will have plenty of advanced honing materials. However, if you need eyes, you know where the solo shop is, it's still recommended to buy them. Let's assume though, for the moment, your character wasn't on 1620, maybe it was on 1580 to a previous power pass, then you will not have enough of the advanced honing materials to upgrade your weapon. You will need to run Echidna hard mode once and buy at least one of the boxes either in gate 1 or 2 to have full advanced honing level 10 available in week 1. In my opinion, it is recommended to run the character as a non-gold character, obviously only if you have a roster of 6 gold earners, and you buy the boxes for free. This also counts for Tailmine, for example, because you will need more Darkfires. So reaching 1620 will also provide you advanced honing scrolls, which increase the efficiency of advanced honing by 10 to 15%, depending on your luck. I also mentioned this earlier already. And reaching 1660, as you've seen, will provide you with scrolls for advanced honing plus 20. So how should your progression option for an existing tier 3 character look like? So let's say you went up to 1620 in week 1, then you want to do advanced honing plus 10 on 2 armor pieces and upgrade them to tier 4 afterwards. You can of course also upgrade more pieces if you want, but this is already bringing you to item level 1630. And as soon as you reach 1630, you want to run Echidna hard mode for material efficiency. Afterwards, you can finish advanced honing plus 10 on the rest of your armor pieces and upgrade them to tier 4. If you decide to advance hone your weapon instead, you will not reach item level 1640 and you can't run Kozan Front. The only option to combat this is you can of course advance hone your weapon, transfer it to tier 4 and then keep honing it on tier 4 until you reach 1640. Because you might say, I'm 1630, how is anyone going to accept me in an Echidna hard mode lobby? I'm not full transcendence, my elixir is a luck set. It's not going to work out. What can I say? You need friends to help out. Maybe you can also open a lobby, a trade lobby, where you trade your main with someone else's main to get your little cutie new character up to speed. Or if you want, we are also regularly helping people out on stream. So we might also be able to help some people out. But again, we can't help 1,000 people. But anyhow, if you did all of this, then you're going to be item level 1645. You run Echidna hard mode again in the second week and exchange the materials in the solar shop, and then you do advanced honing plus 10 on your weapon, or if you already did it, obviously you do it on your armor afterwards. Then you reach item level 1650, and you can just hone normally up to Aegean normal mode, which is plus 12, and get access to the full arc passive. Obviously, you can at this point hone as far as you like. Just make sure that advanced honing plus 20 you will do at plus 18 or plus 19. Because of the scrolls, the efficiency can shift slightly depending on your luck, but it is still better to do it at plus 19. But the difference is not that big anymore. So if you're wondering, what kind of materials do I need if I have the honing scrolls and full mats on grace to make a decision when you should do advanced honing? So in tier 3, these are the materials. I'm not going to read them. You see them on screen. So enjoy. You will need a lot of fusion stones. This is most likely going to be the biggest bottleneck. And if you do a fresh character, obviously honor shards are also going to be a problem. If you're interested, in a previous video, I made an advanced honing calculator where you can calculate the highest efficiency for when you should do advanced honing, including the assumptions of how many materials you have. So if you don't have the materials, what can you do? You're a free-to-play player and you still want to do the advanced honing in tier 3. There's actually a very juicy option currently in the bonus shop. I made also a video about the bonus room and the efficiency, but not focused on what I'm going to tell you guys now, because the Leapstone selection chest has actually a giant value if you use it for tier 3. Because it provides you with 4,000 Radiant Leapstones, which is a value, as of today and EUC market prices, of 124,000 gold. And even with the current high blue crystal value, you only pay 22,000 gold to buy it. And then you only need 2,134 Leapstones, only. But if this is a character which already existed, then maybe you already have them. And there is a similar value for the fusion material box. If you use the fusion material box for the tier 3 fusion material, then it has a value of 66k versus 22k. And these two boxes are a must buy if you want to push your character and you don't have the material. It is much cheaper than buying it in the market. So what if you have boxes? Should you use your tier 3, tier 4 boxes to open materials for tier 3? The answer is, it depends. So for Abydos, for example, you need a ratio of 1.7 to 1 of tier 3 versus tier 4 materials to be worth it. For Leapstones, you can always open the tier 3 one because they are so expensive compared to the Destiny Leapstones we have right now that it's absolutely worth opening them. For Honor and Destiny shards, I would say I wouldn't recommend it because shards are always the biggest bottleneck, and if you want to push your character in tier 4, then you will need to buy a lot of tier 4 Destiny shards. For blue stones, the ratio is 3 to 1, and for red stones, the ratio has to be 4.75 to 1. I looked at the boxes I have, and for the normal honing mats like blue stones and red stones, it's usually 2 to 1 in the boxes, so it's not worth opening them. One thing to note, do not forget to buy the solo shop. Even now, you can already buy it if you have an existing character. Open them all, and you can upgrade the lower ones, obviously, in the exchange shop. And yeah, just keep them in your inventory until the event hits. So what if you're a little cutie pie dolphin and you want to spend some money? As always, disclaimer, in this moment for me, you make your own financial choices. I'm showing you how much value you get of these boxes, but you still have to press the buy button yourself. I'm not going to do that for you. I'm here for the math. So you have currently only 2 options which provide you with progression material. Obviously, we know Amazon. Wild Soul is dropping. Some people are hyped about it. Some people want to push it to the moon. So there might be some juicy deals coming. If there will be, just look at our channel. I will make a video about it and tell you how efficient it will be to buy them or not. And then you can make an educated choice. So back to the packs we have. If you want to spend, it depends on the materials you need. So my recommendation is to finish advanced honing plus 10 on tier 3 because the fusion stones are much cheaper to buy and also to craft yourself. So whichever materials you need to accomplish this task is what you should buy, even if the gold value of tier 4 mats is higher. Then a small side note, if you buy the tier 4 growth support pack and think like, What if I just use the 3,800 royal crystals to buy golds? It will only give you a gold value of 110k, even though we are currently at a really, really high price for the royal crystals. So buying the materials is much cheaper if the gold you want to buy, you would use to buy materials. So what are your options if you already have an existing tier 4 character? Sadly, you don't really have any options, I gotta tell you. You just can press the honing button until you reach the item level you want to reach, and then you're pretty much done so. The only thing that you can deviate a little bit off is that you do advanced honing already at plus 15 instead of plus 16 because of the scroll efficiency. But if you need to buy fusion stones and you can't craft them yourself, then at plus 16 it still remains massively cheaper compared to plus 15. And what are your progression options for a fresh character? You might have been like, I've seen this slide before. Or what is this? It's essentially copy pasta, because for an existing tier 3 character versus a new fresh character, the way to go is pretty much the same, just that you need to spend much more in materials and you need to buy them from somewhere. But my recommended progression is still the same. It is a little bit sad because initially I was thinking maybe to do advanced honing on plus 20 in tier 3 already, because I'm sitting on a lot of tier 3 materials. But you only get the scrolls for plus 20 on item level 1660. So therefore, I'm not really sure if it's worth to do the plus 20 in tier 3, because you will essentially waste the scrolls. But let's just assume for a moment you're sitting on a shitload of tier 3 materials and you don't need to buy anything, then it might even be worth for you to do plus 20 in tier 3. But as soon as you have to spend to get the materials, it is probably not worth it, and you should just do the plus 20 in tier 4. So guys, that's already it. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let us know in the comments below what class you're making and if this was helpful for you and what your plans are for your roster. And if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot because every subscription brings us closer to our goal of 1000 subscribers. Thank you so much and bye bye.